is really great post. This great post for LinkedIn or Facebook, put a lot of thought into it. You know you're gonna get really engagement, good engagement. You post the post and it kind of falls flat. What do? I have 5 really good tips to help improve your engagement on Facebook or LinkedIn posting that'll help you contact or connect with the right people, connect with either clients, customers, B2B businesses. So let's dive in. Number 1, when do you engage? All right, so when are your clients or your customers, the people you want to see your post, when are they on? So let's say, is it first thing in the morning when they have a cup of coffee? You know, they sit down, they pull up their Facebook feed, their LinkedIn feed. Or is it like at lunch, they're taking a break, they pull up their phone, again, they're looking at their post, their LinkedIn. Or maybe it's in the evening when they're home and they're relaxing. But that's one of the things you need to figure out is when is the people you are trying to reach, when are they on? And I suggest testing that. You know, like you might think, well, I get on first thing in the morning. Well, I might not be, you know, the average. So it's really important to test these things. So test posting different times of the day and also probably different days of the week. For example, I bet people have really different habits on Friday than they do on Monday. So try testing different posts. And that's not as hard as you think. You know, like Monday this week, I'm going to post at 7:30. Monday next week, I'm going to post at noon. Monday the third week, I'm going to post at 7. Let's see which one works the best. So that's, you know, that's how you test. Second thing that you need to do to improve your engagement is to have a really good title. And have a title that draws people in, that is going to want them, like ask a question or say something intriguing. Like, for example, this live, I could, and I don't even know if this is the greatest post or the book post title, but let's say I could say, just something average. You want to get better Facebook posting. It doesn't really say what it is. If I just said better Facebook posting, it would be like, yeah, whatever. But I say 5 tips, you know, like numbers really draw people in because it's giving me an idea what they're going to get. Or if you kind of ask a question like, are your posts falling flat? So having a really good title is going to improve the engagement on your post. All right, so we have test the time of day you post and test your title. The third thing that you can do is engage with the people that comment on your post. So, you know, hopefully you're asking a question in the post that you wrote, like end with a question so that they want to engage with it. And then when you get people engaging with the post, even if it's 1 or 2 people, engage back right away. Because in the algorithms, you know, it's going to seem like a more important post and they'll start showing it to more people. The key is, especially with Facebook algorithm, and I'm not exactly sure, LinkedIn's algorithm is not as fine-tuned as Facebook, but it's only going to a certain amount of people, like 5 to 10% are going to see your post at first. But if people start engaging with it, they're going to show it to more people. So that's why it's important to have a leading question in your post that draws people for an action. But then once they do that, then you need to take an action on that post. So that's tip 3. Ask a question and engage. The 4th tip is to engage with other people's posts. So it's kind of like a conversation. Like if you think about a post, like if you just went up to somebody and said, you know, I don't know, my brain's not working as far as the question, but let's just say you were having a one-way conversation with somebody. You just walked up to said something in their face and walked away. Like what kind of response are you going to get? Well, when you're posting, you kind of need to think of it like that. You don't just throw your post out there and walk away and not, you know, give them anything. And so if they're starting a conversation with you, like on Facebook, on LinkedIn, you should be engaging with their post for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's growing up your know, like, and trust. And so when you do post something, they're going to want to go look at it. They're like, oh, I know him. I want to go see what he posted. I know her. I'm going to want to go see what they posted. But also, it's starting to, like, the algorithm's starting to see, like, oh, these people engage with each other. I should probably show them each other's post. So if I'm engaging with Sue Smith, and they're going to think, well, Jennifer likes Sue Smith, so when Jennifer posts a post, I'm going to engage, you know, I'm going to show that post to her. So it's really important that you think of your posting like a conversation, and there's never be a conversation that you just say something and walk away, or if someone said something to you and you walked away. So people that you care about, that you want to develop relationships with, make sure you're engaging with their post, even maybe before you post your own post. Like it's more, Deb and I always say it's important to engage first. And I'm not saying like, so all these 5 tips, like I'm getting so much better at this myself. So anyways, you know, that's the key though. Number 4 is engage with other people's posts. Number 5, here's a ninja one, is engage with their stories. Now, you might think it's the same reasons, like it's a one-way conversation, But when you engage with their stories, it's even amped up because it takes you into their messenger. So you're having a conversation with them in their messenger. So I put a story up on my Instagram and you say, cool, like that shows up on our messenger. So now we have a messenger conversation. Well, Facebook thinks that if we have a messenger conversation, that it's our, we even have a more closer relationship. And so when I do a post, they're going to show it to you for sure because I engage with your Instagram story. So number 5 is engage with your Instagram story. Huge, huge tip. Okay, so let's do a little recap. Number 1 is when you post it, test that. Number 2 is to test titles. And that's again the thing you test, like you'll figure out once you start writing more titles, try to write titles that would I look at this? That's always a question yourself, like would I scroll by or would this title catch my attention? Number 2 is to engage with people when they engage with your post. So if you write a post within the first hour, especially make sure you're hopping on and engaging with them. The 4th tip is to have respond to their conversation. So respond to their post. The 5th tip is to expect, this is for Facebook and not for LinkedIn, totally ninja. Make sure you're engaging with their stories. Like Facebook, Facebook is all into stories, which I of course love. And so when you engage with their stories, you're like really amping up your algorithm connections. So engage with their stories. So those are your 5 tips to amp up your posts for LinkedIn and Facebook. Engage, 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 test, test, test. Have a great day.